All right, we have a great question from Danielle here, and her question is, best ways of managing mold in older houses and damp areas, ways which are manageable when renting and landlords aren't interested in helping. And unfortunately, this is all too common that landlords don't know about mold, don't understand about mold. And remember, priority number one is to make money. And you don't make money when you spend money fixing problem areas like damp areas or water leaks, right? So this is a problem so many people have, and I'm sorry you're in that situation. So your best ways of managing mold in older houses and damp areas. So number one, the first thing to do is to make sure your house is as dry as it needs to be to prevent mold growth. Okay, so if you have damp areas in a house, you need to be running a dehumidifier. If you've got a basement, you need one in the basement. If you got, 2 stories, you need a dehumidifier on each floor if there's damp areas in the house to keep the moisture down below 50%. Okay, so that's number one. You need those. Otherwise, the humidity that's added by those damp areas is just going to keep feeding colonies, whether they're visible or they're not visible, because very few are visible, right? Most of them are under floors, behind walls, behind showers, etc., right? So the first thing to do is make sure you're running dehumidifiers. The next thing you can do is and remember, this is a little bit harder when you're renting because you can't make massive investments in a house you don't own. Another thing you can do is get an atomizing diffuser, which is a diffuser that doesn't have water in it. Regular diffuser, you put the water in, you put a few drops of your essential oil, and it mists into the air. Well, when we're dealing with mold, water damage, high humidity, we don't want to add water, obviously, all right? So an atomizing diffuser doesn't use water. It just forces the oil up through a tiny cone with a tiny hole, and that breaks it down into very tiny molecules. So you still get this amazing diffusing action, but you're not adding any water. So within that, you're going to use like Thieves or the Combat Blend or something like that that we know is antifungal essential oils. So you can have one of those on each floor too, okay? Because it's not adding moisture, but they're literally antifungal, anti-mold herbs or oils, okay? Third thing you can do, which is on the more expensive end, but it's portable. So if you move, you can take it with you. So if you're in a place with mold and you need mold control, you can get one of the high-tech units, which is a PCO unit, which sends hydroxyls out into the air, which help break down mold spores, bacteria, viruses, other stuff too in the air to help clean up the air. So this is different from a filter where it's just collecting problems in the filter. This is pushing hydroxyls out to help break down that stuff in the air. Now, Karen Ansley, who's also an admin on this group, she knows about the high-tech unit. So look up Karen, Karin, not En. You'll find Karen and send her a message, and she can help you out with answering questions about the high-tech unit. And then if you move to another rental or you buy a house or something, you can literally just take that unit with you to help work on the air. Now, it's not as cheap as a filter, but it's definitely one of the most powerful options for cleaning the air if you're stuck someplace in a moldy place. And hope that helps, Jennifer.
Do you have questions about mold in your home or body? Book a consultation with Matt, aka the Mold Man, to guide your home and body to the next level of healing.